Today, we are diving into a true masterpiece, Carl Sagan's Cosmos. Now, this isn't just a tour of the planets and stars. For Sagan, this was really a voyage to find ourselves, to figure out who we are and where we fit in this grand cosmic story. So let's get into it.
Right from the get-go, Sagan hits you with this incredible sense of scale. It's a feeling that's both awe-inspiring and, honestly, a little humbling. With just this one sentence, he sets the entire stage. We're about to journey through that very immensity and eternity, all to better understand our own tiny home.
So our journey starts where Sagan put it, right on the shores of a vast cosmic ocean. This is our starting point, where we first dip our toes in and try to comprehend the sheer scale of the universe.
And here's the fundamental idea, right? This is a statement of totality. It means everything. Everything we are, everything we've ever known, anything we could ever possibly imagine, it's all wrapped up inside this one all-encompassing reality that he calls the cosmos.
Okay, so to even begin to navigate this cosmic ocean, we're going to need a whole new yardstick. The distances out there are so huge that miles and kilometers just don't cut it anymore. So we use light. As Sagan makes really clear, a light year isn't about time. It's about a mind-bendingly huge distance.
And when you pull back, way back, halfway to the edge of everything we know, you start to see the universe's grand design. I mean, Sagan's language here is just incredible. Galaxies aren't just lonely islands. They're like sea froth on the waves of space. It paints this picture of a vast, connected cosmic tapestry. You know, once you start to grasp that immense scale, it kind of forces you to rethink your own importance. This next part of the journey is about what Sagan called the Great Demotions, a series of discoveries that really changed how we see ourselves.
For centuries, the main idea, thanks to Ptolemy, was simple. We were at the very center of it all. But science has this funny way of chipping away at our biggest assumptions, and what's wild is that an ancient Greek astronomer, Aristarchus, actually figured out the sun was the center way back in 280 BC. But his work was lost. It took almost 2,000 years for Copernicus to bring that idea back, and the demotions didn't stop there. In 1915, Harlow Shapley proved we're not even in a good neighborhood in our own galaxy. We're way out in the cosmic suburbs.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's this. The more we've learned, the less central we've become. And Sagan didn't see this as some kind of a loss. He saw it as a necessary step towards a real, honest understanding of our place in the universe. It's humbling, yeah, but it's also incredibly liberating.
Okay, so we've gone from the evolution of the cosmos itself, and now we're zooming in, way in, to the evolution of life. Sagan shows us that these aren't two separate stories at all. Life is just one of the cosmos's most incredible compositions.
To get how life evolves over cosmic time, Sagan starts with something a bit closer to home: artificial selection. This is where we become the driving force. And he gives this perfect, almost unbelievable example: the Heike crab in Japan. For centuries, fishermen would toss back any crabs that had a pattern on their shell that kind of looked like a samurai's face. By doing that, they basically guaranteed that those crabs were the ones who got to reproduce. And over time, as Sagan puts it, humans made the face. We literally bred a legend onto a crab shell. It's wild.
So if humans can do that in just a few hundred years, can you imagine what nature can do with billions of years to work with? That's natural selection. As Darwin showed, nature doesn't have a plan. Any little trait that gives even a tiny edge for survival is enough to tip the scales. And over these immense timescales, that simple process creates all the incredible life we see. That's what Sagan called the music of life.
And the result of all that evolutionary music is this really profound and beautiful sense of unity. I mean, for all our differences, every living thing on Earth is deeply, fundamentally connected. We share the same molecular building blocks, the same genetic codebook as a tree. Why? Because we all came from the same common ancestor way back in the early days of our planet. Of course, that deep connection gets you thinking, right? What about life on other worlds? But as Sagan shows us, our imaginations tend to run a little wild, way ahead of the actual evidence. This section is all about how science brings us back down to reality. And Venus is the ultimate cautionary tale. We dreamed it would be our sister planet, maybe some kind of tropical paradise, but the reality, it's a planetary nightmare. The clouds we hoped were water are actually concentrated sulfuric acid. The surface is literally hot enough to melt lead. Sagan uses Venus to show us just how wrong our daydreams can be.
And this is where the scientific method becomes the hero of the story.
It is so powerful because it doesn't care what we wish was true. It's a tool for getting at the truth, even if that truth is a 900-degree toxic hothouse. At its heart, science is a machine for correcting our own mistakes.
And this brings our whole journey full circle. We started by looking way out into the vastness of space, and now we're going to see that that very same vastness is written into our own bodies.
Okay, get ready for this number. 10 billion trillion. And that's a conservative guess for how many planets there are in the known universe. Sagan doesn't just throw this number out as a fun fact. He uses it to challenge our idea that we're somehow special.
And this is the question that just hangs in the air after a number like that. With all those chances, all those worlds, why would we be the only ones? For Sagan, it just seemed way more likely that the universe is absolutely teeming with life.
But the connection is so much deeper than just a numbers game. It's in our biology. It's in our bones. Every atom in your body, other than hydrogen, was cooked up in the core of a giant star that lived and died long before the Earth even existed. The carbon in your DNA, the calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, all of it was forged in these incredible stellar ovens. A nearby supernova explosion might have even been the kick that got our whole solar system started. We are, and this is literal, made of star stuff. We are the children of the cosmos, and as Sagan so beautifully put it, we are the universe's way of knowing itself.
So, what do you do with that kind of knowledge? For Carl Sagan, this cosmic perspective wasn't just a cool thought experiment. No, it was a call to action. It was a lens to see our own world and our responsibilities to it with brand new eyes.
I mean, think about it. When you pull back that far and look at our world from a distance, all of our divisions, our conflicts, our hatreds, they just seem so small, almost petty. And this perspective doesn't make our world less important, it does the opposite. It shows us just how incredibly precious and fragile this little blue dot really is. And Sagan really drives this home by saying, hey, just look at where we put our money. He showed how our budgets are a perfect reflection of our priorities. Look at the staggering difference between what we spend preparing for war and what we spend trying to prevent it or trying to understand the universe we live in. You have to ask, does that really reflect the wisdom of a species that understands its place in the cosmos?
And that's what it all comes down to. This is the final, powerful idea from Sagan's journey. We are a product of billions of years of cosmic evolution. We are rare and we are precious. In all the vastness of space, there will be no other humans. This tiny planet is our one and only home. So the final question that Cosmos leaves us with is a simple one. What are we going to do to cherish it?